Hey y'all. Okay, hold on. North. Okay, the message is already coming through. So, my name is BERRA. Welcome. If you don't know who I am already, feel free to revisit this anytime that you want because this is a timeless reading. I'm being drawn to the north on the top of this card right here, but it's actually the bottom for me that I'm looking at. And so I'm seeing this as I'm north. That's pointing towards me, that I'm north. And that the opening of the key is actually for someone else to open. So it's not your place to provide. It's not your place to put the key into the hole. It's your place to hold space for the key holder to come visit and decide whether they want to open the key or not. And so there's a sense of strategy mixed with vulnerability, mixed with understanding, and I'm seeing an image of a divine animal. And this is one of your spirit guides, and it's a deepening of a connection that you have with a spirit guide in the form of an animal, a protective animal. The way that they're showing me is in a cheetah, a panther, like a strong cat. And they're pointing to this more of just the image. It's not necessarily, if that resonates with you, then by all means is another message for you. But it's the form, taking the form of an animal to show me I am a divine spirit animal that is connected with you through this lifetime. My role is to protect you. And what's happening now is the strengthening of your awareness of me, or the continuity of your awareness of me, in feeling me, of witnessing me, of listening to me, communicating with me as I guide you into this next chapter, this next space of your life. This next space of your life seems to involve, I feel like, Bone Collector reverse, Lovers. This feels upright. It's upright to you, right? It's upright to you. I'm looking at it from me. It's reversed. This feels upright. We'll see this. Page of Pentacles, Chariot, Our Lady of Love. Okay, okay, hold on. And let's look at the bottom of the deck here. I feel called to look at the bottom of the deck. Our Lady of Sacred Hearth. And at the top of this card, it says, what miracles calling you by name? What story have you been telling yourself about why there isn't more peace? What is it you want? What opening in the clouds are you seeking? Ask, and they find your yes. Oh, ask and then find your yes amongst all the previous no thank yous. Today is a good day for miracles. I'm seeing a deepening of a connection, right? And this deepening of a connection comes forth because you hold the space for their energy to come in. You allow yourself to remain open. It's a way of you holding your ground and staying firm in what you believe, what you say, and your truth, and being vulnerable, being open, being honest, and having good character, a moral character. And Our Lady of Love is coming through because this is recognition of keeping your heart open and saying, I'm choosing me. I'm choosing me in this. And when I choose myself, I'm choosing to open myself up to connections or to relationships that can meet me in a space of love, that can meet me in a space of miraculous healing, that can meet me in a space of safety, of honesty, of truth, of light. Because the Chariot comes through also to remind of the choice that kind of repeats itself in the Lovers. The choice between dark and light, the choice between stagnancy and movement, the choice between openness and restriction. And the way that you've opened yourself or opening yourself up is by restricting the movement, restricting distractions, restricting depression, restricting, I'm just seeing like layers of D's, like darkness, depression, distraction, disappointment, right? It's like, I'm not going to let that contain me. I'm not going to let that hold me or withhold me. But in that, I stand firm, which means the more that I stay in my center and stay in myself, the more that I'm able to expand my heart, expand my awareness, expand my energy field to invite in what's resonant for me, right? Because if I move or if I do not maintain myself as being the north, being the guiding light, being the leader, leading by example, showing my true character, then I lose sight of who I really am. And that confuses those who have the key. It confuses the element because then the key holder doesn't know where to place the key. They don't know where that is. It becomes very confusing amongst the hallway of doors. And the Bone Collector comes through. It shows... It's showing me a lot of different elements with this, in the sense that I think the overarching theme is I know my worth. I know my worth. I know what I have to offer. And that clarity that I used to seek has been discovered. Like, I am clear on who I am and what I deserve and what I need. And I'm not going to be swayed by anything that might deter me from what I desire or crave, but on a soulful level. It's a command of respect. It's a command to be honored in a place that you know you stand in. Like, you know your worth. And there's a lot of love and compassion and comfort surrounding this. Because as that has deepened for you, that has helped you be able to show up in the world where it doesn't enable others to limit themselves in their darkness. It doesn't give them permission to show up in a way that is limited, where they will take advantage, where they will be tempted, right? This gives them no authority over that because you aren't negotiating with that. It's like, I do not negotiate with darkness. I do not negotiate with what is not meant for me. And a key point here too is alignment. I hesitated to use the word manifestation because it doesn't feel that way. It feels like alignment. I'm aligned with my purpose. I'm aligned with what I want. And I know it will show up, and it has shown up for me. I'm not waiting for it to be shown. I know it to be. And I'm going to continue to move forth and behave as if, because I know it is. And there's a highlight here of my path being known to me, and it doesn't have to be known to everyone. It's not necessarily a layer of secrecy, but it's a layer of privacy or a need to know basis. I don't have to over-explain myself. I don't even have to explain myself at all if I don't have the emotional capacity to do so or desire to do so. I don't have to explain myself. I'm going to do what I know I'm here to do, what I know I want to do, and you'll see it. You'll see it, and you're with me or you're not. The Page of Pentacles does highlight right now that sense of steadiness, that sense of not slow, especially look, it's paired with the Chariot. It's not slow, but it's a constant. It's a constant churning. It's a constant movement. It's a constant it feels like proactive as well, right? Because the way they're showing me is the image of the wheels on the Chariot, and when you're constantly using a wheel, there has to be maintenance on it, but you're always ahead of the game. It's like I can multitask very well because I'm aware of these things. I'm not naive to that. So I'm not like someone who might just keep going and going and going, and then they're stuck in a, car shop getting it fixed, or a problem here, problem there. I'm proactive, right? So I make sure to maintain my vehicle's wheels, or my vehicle in general. I make sure to have a spare. I make sure I know how to fix the spare. I make sure I have insurance, and whatever kind of, it's like I'm prepared for anything because I am aware. And there's a sense of direction and passion and clear knowing and clear understanding and clear vision that when I focus, a direct focus on what I'm here to do or what I want to do, I'm going to achieve it. And I have proof, I have tangible proof of this working. I have proof of this because that satisfies also my base desires, right? Like my mental desire of saying, I need tangible, workable kind of input and output. That satisfies that, but that doesn't override the spiritual of it, of saying, I'm in alignment. That's the core of it, and I'm aware that I'm in alignment. Right? I don't take the no thank yous, right? I don't do that. I'm looking in my mind the image of the sun. It's showing me the sun, but the angle of the sun is changing. It seems to hallmark the shift into something less intense. It's like mid intensity though. It's like, you know, the sun's what, from like, when's it the strongest? Like 11 to 2 or 11 to 4. Like, when is it? It's really strong, like certain hours of the day. So it's like somewhere among there. But I am looking at the sun and I'm tracking it, and then I can feel the day kind of shifting over. And that's telling me it's almost time for you to see, I don't know, it's like some sort, it feels kind of like a reward. It's like it's almost time for you to see the reward of the intensity that you have felt, right? It's like kind of like the same feeling like if you're like exercising or running, and then it's kind of laborious at first, then you keep going, then you hit your stride. It's like, oh, that was a struggle before, but I stuck through it. And now I built this resilience, right? It's kind of that feeling. And even though you finally hit the resilience, then it also gets easier, right? Because the sun is getting less extreme, and, you know, you're almost at the end of the run, whichever example you're using. And so it's kind of like that's the reward too, is you feel good about it because you held your ground. You feel good about it because you kept going. You feel good about it because you fought through it. Look at that. See, it's like kind of like the timing too. And it's kind of on here too. Sort of, you know, it's kind of around there too, like going towards 2. And I have a clock here that you have to wind, and it stopped around the same time as well. So that might be a significant time too. Like literally a significant time is somewhere between 1 and 2 o'clock. It could also be the numbers, some variants of 1 and 2. Could be significant for you. But when I combine it, it's the 3 for unity, right? To me, that's indicative of unity and rapid change. Well, I'm saying rapid change because I'm combining the 7 and the 1 to the 8 to the 8 of Wands, and then I'm seeing here this and this. That's where they're kind of connecting this. But it's like, for example, see, in deep freeze, but that's how, this is where it's something like a deep freeze, right? Like in here, it looks, this is what I was saying is like super cold, right? The ghost lands, this is frozen. And it's something becoming unstuck, but it's the way that you have handled it, right? The way that, it's not just the way that you perceive it, but it's an internal shift. And with the ghost, with this frozen part, it's like, okay, well, I could have been super stuck in this. I could have frozen myself if I didn't build that resilience, right? And because I'm well prepared, like we talked about even with the wheel and everything, because I'm so proactive, well prepared, and so grounded, then I am able to traverse this ghost lens in a way that's not uncomfortable for me. And because I don't have that discomfort and I'm centered, then I can observe everything in here and understand what it's telling me. I can cut through external noise that no one else can. What is this blue stone? It starts with a C, I want to say. And it's blue like this. Does it start with a C? I bet I have one. I'm seeing blue. Maybe like this. What's this? If you know what that is, this is significant. I'll try and look it up. I don't know if I can figure this out. Even if it's not, it's reminding me of something. I'll write it down, whatever it reminds me of. I don't even think, what's that word? Chalcedony, isn't that a color? I don't know if that's even blue. Watch that just be like blue quartz or something, but why does my pencil not have? Anyway, so okay. You go there. Where do you actually want to go? This is the past. This is hinting at something from the past. The Lovers, something from the past. I'll give you what they're showing me is like these people have kissed. They've kissed already. They've kissed in the past. They have history. And this gentleman really is enamored by her. And there's a level of temptation from her. She's pulled into him, but she represents more of this layer of temptation. Like that's the way that she, like a seductress. And I don't mean this in a negative way. It's more of this is how she expresses herself. I express myself in this kind of way, and there are hidden, unspoken ways that she expresses her care for him beyond even doing this, because that can maybe be misrepresented. But her nail color is red, and that represents their kiss. So there's a level of sentimentality here that she wouldn't readily be able to admit to or open up about. So it's like, I want to show my care, show my appreciation, show my love, or show the meaning of this. But there's a part of her that and I don't know, that's just not the way she is. It's like that's not the way I am. But there's something deeper there. But he is showing her. He's showing her through his presence that it's safe for her to trust her judgment, to trust her intuition, to be open here. To love. And when I say that, it highlights 3 to 4. It's getting later in the day. The reward is showing up. So it's the more that you have worked on yourself and not backed away from that inner work and that inner guidance, the closer you are to reprieve. Metamorphosis and reverse. I'm sorry, why did I? It's upright. It's reverse to you, but it's upright. It's reverse because the way I saw it is like a mirror image. Like, that's mirror image. This isn't, but that is. It mirrored in my head and then like turn and mirror it again, you know, like to you and I. Which repeats, right? There's a level of safety here, I feel, right? Like this looks like, it doesn't look like a bed, but it's a bed to me in my head. It's showing me this is symbolizing a bed. And the sense of safety, of renewal, of hope, of care, of change, of like fertility, right? Fertility here, and it's a fertile growth within, right? Like I'm growing from within. Page of Swords. They're showing me in a more symbolic ways. So just bear with me for a second. So this is the message is continuing to kind of transform here, maybe. So I heard a balloon popping, and that's supposed to symbolize like calling attention. Like I'm calling attention because to pop a balloon's loud, and it's kind of shocking in a way, but it's also funny because it's not that serious necessarily if you pop a balloon. But it also shows that it's celebrated, right? It's like something was celebrated, and the balloon pop, it's almost like, what's your intention here to call attention to me, right? Like you could have popped it to be funny, or you could have popped it to be mean. So it's a quick processing of what is your intention. I need to know the intentionality behind why you're calling attention to me or to this, or showing up the way that you did or do. What is your intention? And it seems that you're on the same wavelength, because goes back to, it doesn't go back necessarily to your protective guide or your animal guide. But it goes back to that realm where your guide is, but past your guide. So your animal guide, protective guide, is allowing this energy to surpass it, which means it is of something trustworthy. So it goes beyond that doorway, that barrier, into a field that communicates with you and is connecting with you, and you're channeling it from I just realized, like, I just popped out of this. I'm like staring at my microphone, like I had this like sudden awareness. My eyes are like bug-eyed. Like, thank goodness you're not looking at me right now, because I would probably creep the heck out of you. It's like you're channeling. You're gonna channel. You're gonna pick up all this information. So it's that feeling, that element, and you're going to continue to intuit very easily why it's being called to your attention, why you're on the same wavelength, why it's being communicated to you, why it's coming up, why it's called your attention. And it's going to intuition. I'm trying to look at the word. They're showing me a word. Influence, intuition. No. Okay, I'm blurring it, but I bet if I talk it out, maybe it's like layered too much on top of each other, the words. Okay, so guardian angels, your role in this after it happens, or as it happens, after, I want to say like after it happens, is when you settle into that information, to say to yourself, what am I supposed to do with this information? Like, where do I go from this? It's not about them necessarily. It's not about that. It's, what do I do with this? How is this best serving me? No, I don't want to say you're becoming your real self, because I feel like you are so solid in who you are. Like, it's so clear. Like, you're just, perfect. You are just so purely you. So it's like, how is this helping me become more of me? Like, how do I interact with this information, right? Like, how do I interact with the information that keeps me grounded in who I am, keeps me aware? But then as I look at my, it turns into this, which, oh my gosh. Okay. So I was looking at my microphone, it turned into a bunch of these feathers. Like, I literally have a bunch of these feathers that, I've shown you over the space of time, but they fell. One of them fell, not they. One of them fell when I was getting prepared for this reading. It was this one. It fell. These are all, obviously just representations of the things that I found. They're not the actual ones. So anyway, it's turning into these feathers, symbols, right? And then it reminds me, I'm looking at this and it's turning into symbols. But then when I say that, then it literally, the symbol turns into the symbol. Like the instrument, a symbol. Pay attention to like the audible visualizations you have as well. The sounds, like a cymbal dinging. Like, pay attention to those. And then, as I said, I don't know if you heard, but I accidentally dinged the feather on this. Like, what is back behind there? Stuff I gotta move. Bluebird of happiness, that also caught my attention earlier. I didn't say anything, but bluebird of happiness. And also, when I said that, it reminded me of someone I know. But like, pay attention also to a past reading. To a past reading, or a past reader, or past reading that you may have had, or that particularly resonated with you. And ultimately just trust the unfolding in this, and have how you're also unfolding into deeper versions of your truest self. Okay, so that's my reading for you all, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Bye.